Are you saying that you guys then there at the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau did forward our complaint to the FTC?
Yes.
They did. Okay, well that's good to know. Because can you just repeat for me the way you said it was very accurate?
Definitely. Yeah, the FCC works, okay, for the consumer to prevent fraudulent, deceptive, and unfair business practices in the marketplace, and also to provide information to help consumers stop and avoid them. And also, the FCC also records consumers' complaints such as internet telemarketing, identity theft, and other fraud-related complaints.
Now, actually, you just said that again so beautifully. It was almost like duplicate of what you said earlier. So are you actually reading that from something? Because it's very well articulated. Can you tell me where I can go to so I can read what you just read or said to me?
Consumer Action Handbook.
Consumer Action Handbook. Okay. Now what do I click on now?
It should be one that says 2012, because that was the newest one that we have from last year.
Okay.
Yeah, 2012 handbook.
2012 Consumer Action Handbook?
Yeah, correct.
Is that on page 106 there?
It should be under the Federal Trade Commission. Did you find that?
Okay, the FTC works for the consumer to prevent fraudulent, deceptive, and unfair business practices in the marketplace and to provide information to help consumers spot, stop, and avoid them. That is exactly on target with our situation.
Yeah, and that's why, like I said, I did want to go ahead and explain to you. It's not that, we did not want to help you. We just want to go ahead and make sure that you're being referred to the correct agency that would be able to further assist you with your situation that you just went ahead and described to me. You can also find more information on consumerfinance.gov. You have yourself a great afternoon. So.
Okay, and once again, you did say that this call has been recorded, correct?
Oh, yes, sir, definitely.
Okay, that's great.
We record our call, so.
All right.
And like I said, I'll make sure I note down on here that I did inform you about the FCC and what we did go ahead and discuss.
All right, and you did indicate that your department or the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau did forward our complaint to the Federal Trade Commission.
Thank you for calling Federal Trade Commission Customer Response.
Is this conversation being recorded?
Yes, sir. It may be monitored or recorded.
Good. I'm glad it is recorded. I was on the phone yesterday with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, and when I explained to the representative there, I guess essentially what I'm going to tell you now, she directed me to the Federal Trade Commission and said the Federal Trade Commission would in fact be the proper agency. We have a very, very gargantuan and serious claim against Google Incorporated, obviously a mega multi-billion-dollar company. We believe that we have absolutely identified a scam that's being perpetrated by that company that has adversely affected us. They stole literally $38,000 from us because of the scam that they're working. We've uncovered numerous examples on the internet of other people with the same or similar types of offenses that have occurred to them. As a result, we do in fact have a lawsuit that's been filed against Google in a court of law. So we're doing what we can on the civil end of things. However, it truly is such a grave issue that we are adamant about seeing that the issue is resolved and addressed properly by all appropriate agencies. As a result, we have actually filed our complaint with the Federal Trade Commission, the Securities Exchange Commission, the Better Business Bureau, the American Civil Liberties Union, the FBI Internet Crimes Division, as well as the Department of Justice. We have filed our complaints with every single Attorney General and every single governor in all 50 states and all 6 territories. Obviously, for me to express that we've gone to that extent to try to get this issue addressed means it's real and it's serious. I did go online to the Federal Trade Commission through their complaint form and submitted a complaint several months ago. But I have also been sending rather frequently emails to every possible email address that I could get, in order to follow up with our complaints. And, just to give you an idea, some of the email addresses were askdoj@usdoj.gov, the DC.outreach, DC, joy.fraud complaints, Washington, the antitrust at FTC, the whistleblower at Consumer Finance, help at SEC, just many. Actually, I'm looking right now in front of me over, more than 100 email addresses that we've sent our complaints to. Those include various government agencies as well as media sources. Because this truly is a grave issue. It really is.
All right, so do you happen to have the reference number to the complaint that you filed online with us?
408-46375.
And also your email address, please.
info@googlecrime.com.
Yes, that's the one we have on file. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so let me take a look here. So I do have the complaint here in front of me, sir, so I'm able to verify the information. Now, to your question, sir, when you submit a complaint with the Federal Trade Commission, we do share the information, sir, with our attorneys and investigators, and they're the ones who are out looking for these patterns of wrongdoing, which can then lead to investigations and prosecutions.
Does the FTC work in conjunction with the Department of Justice on these types of issues?
We do have some type of conjunction with them, sir, like in the database where we enter the information. This information is also available to like law enforcement agencies, and it helps them build cases as well and detects, any type of consumer fraud. So if you're going to file a complaint with them individually, the more complaints you have filed against your situation, so the better case that can be built as far as your complaint that was filed. So I would definitely file a complaint with them as well, sir, if you wish to continue reporting this situation. So we don't work directly with them, but if there's anything that they can help out as part of an investigation, then we, our attorneys and investigators can contact them to obtain information from them also. So it wouldn't hurt to file the complaint with them as well. But if you wish to send in additional documentation, sir, for your complaint, I can provide you with the fax number.
Great.
And you can fax in that documentation and just make sure you put your reference number onto the complaint so we know it's in regards to that complaint that was filed, okay?
Okay, and what is that fax number?
So you're going to put attention CRC, C for cat, R for Robert, and C for cat. And the fax number is 202-326-2012.
Okay, so it would be attention CRC, cat, Romeo, cat.
Correct?
And then under that, put the reference number?
Yes.
And then fax it to 202-326-2012.
That is correct.
Okay, and what about a physical mailing address so that I can mail hard copies of everything?
Yeah, definitely. You can go ahead and mail that information, sir, to 600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Northwest, Washington, D.C., 20580.
Okay, so that's 600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Northwest, Washington, D.C., 20580.
Correct. And so the Federal Trade Commission has already taken some action in regards to Google. Actually, there was just in, I believe it was August of 2012, the FTC charged that several months Google placed certain advertising tracking like cookies on the computers of users who used Safari and visited sites within Google's network, even though Google had already previously told these users that they would automatically be opted out of such tracking. So as a result of this, Federal Trade Commission already took action and charged against Google, and that information is on our website, sir, at ftc.gov. If you just search Google in the search box, the first link that comes up is the information that it gives you about that charges that the FTC brought against Google. So, it may be so that at that point, because of your complaint, you may be contacted for further information. So it may be, of course, a matter of time before you hear anything.
One of the recent follow-up complaints that we filed, there are thousands, literally thousands of people every month that go into the Google keyword tool, and they search. And because the Google keyword tool will tell you precisely what words a person types into the search bar. You know what they're looking for, and it will tell you the results. And I recently, one of my follow-up complaints, I let them know that, look, here's over 50 words where there are literally tens of thousands of people every month typing in, Google is a criminal, Google stole my money, Google AdSense fraud, Google is a fraud, Google AdWords is fraud. Google theft. Google con. Just it's mind-blowing. It was so devastating for me to see that. It was like, oh my God. I mean, I knew we were hurt. I knew that Google conned us. They manipulated us. They deceived us. They literally stole our money. And here's the other thing. They put us out of business wrongfully. So one of the things that I recently was concerned about and hoping would be to our favor are the federal Sherman laws. The federal Sherman laws are designed to, prevent essentially prevent anti-business practices. And we feel that not only does Google have a scam going on, and that scam in a nutshell is that Google will tell people, hey, get an AdSense account and put ads on your website. Because when they do that, now there's millions of ads out all over the internet where Google's raking in all this money, but then they will shut people's AdSense accounts down and not pay them the money. What a clever scam. What a way for Google to rake in hundreds of millions of dollars and just out of the blue, arbitrarily, with no reason, just shut them down, confiscate the money, keep it. They're pocketing hundreds of millions of dollars by doing that. It's truly a scam. I feel, honestly, that it's a scam that we essentially have identified as a result of our ongoing efforts to resolve our own issue. Because our issue was one of, okay, we have an AdSense account, we're making money, we made money, 2, 3, 4 months go by where we're making money. Now we're owed $30,000 and they just shut us down arbitrarily out of the blue and they don't pay us our money. Not only did they not pay us the money they owed us, but the money we spent to market our websites becomes 100% free and clear profit for Google, because when they shut us down, now they made the money we paid to market our sites and they're not going to pay us the money we earned in AdSense. I mean, if that's not a scam, what is? It's mind-blowing. So as I was documenting our particular case, showing how we were compliant, our websites were found by Google specialists to be compliant, they were approved, they were earning us money, it was money we legitimately earned, it was our money that they refused to pay us, and again, we have an attorney who filed suit, we're in court now, and he filed suit for theft, so we want to not only get the money back that they didn't pay us that they owed us, but we want our business back. So to what extent does the FTC address those issues? Is that related to the federal Sherman laws? Is that something that the Federal Trade Commission has jurisdiction over as well? To say, wait a minute, you can't just arbitrarily shut somebody's business down. Somebody spent a year or 2 years building websites, spent their time and their labor and their effort and their money and their creativity building websites, and they were making money, and you're just going to arbitrarily shut them down? You can't do that, Google. Is that a position for the FTC to take?
Definitely is, sir. It is something that we do. So you did the right thing as far as filing the complaint with the FTC. Okay,
and are you going to be able to make notes on that I called in now and add that to? Okay, great.
I definitely did, sir. Yes. Anytime you call in to provide any information or ask any information, sir, we document that on your complaint.
Is it just the FTC? Period, plain and simple. What we've sent in, that's all we can do. They'll have the right people, or are there different departments? In other words, okay, on the one hand, we're sending a complaint because we feel our money was stolen, so they've got, investigators and attorneys dealing with that. But wait a minute, they put us out of business. Is that like another department? Hey, these are anti-business practices, and therefore it's a different group of attorneys and different investigators.
No, it's within the same department. Any type of unfair, deceptive business practices in the marketplace are addressed by the same department. So, of course, they look at those several violations, and then they keep that in mind when any type of legal action can be taken.
I believe in total transparency and honesty. So when I sent out a complaint to the FTC, and I also filed it with the Department of Justice, and I also filed it with the Securities Exchange Commission, in the spirit of openness and honesty, I CC'd to Google Legal. Because I have nothing to hide. I'm letting them know, hey, this is what happened. I've identified it. It's wrong. It needs to be addressed. And here is a courtesy copy for you, Google Legal. You need to be aware of what you're doing and what my charge is, what our charges are, and what efforts we're putting forth to rectify this issue. We're not doing anything underhanded. We're not doing anything that's malicious. We're not doing anything that's fabricated or made up. Here's our legitimate complaint, Google. Here's our legitimate complaint, FTC, DOJ, SEC. We've got nothing to hide. In our opinion, we think this should be on the evening news. It should almost be a warning for society. Attention, alert, Federal Trade Commission is currently investigating Google because, why? This. People are opening AdSense accounts, they're creating money, they're spending money. Google is arbitrarily shutting them down and stealing their money. So be careful, people. We're warning you. There needs to be some form of warning to let the public know that this thing is happening.
That'll depend on, the attorneys and investigators if that's something that they believe is necessary. So, of course, they can report it to the media. But, it's a matter of just waiting and having patience, sir. If anything is needed, again, that's the only time that you would be contacted.
Okay, and then as far as the SEC is concerned, Securities Exchange Commission, since this issue is about Google taking people's money, and in fact, in one of the emails I received from Google, it says specifically invest in clicks that turn into profits. They use the word invest. So to the extent that that's literally what a person's doing, is they're investing their money with Google into their websites to market them, hoping to get a return from AdSense, that's an investment scheme. So to what extent does the FTC work with the SEC concerning this issue as well? Is the SEC involved with working with the FTC in that type of scenario?
Just a matter of if anything that they can help out with the investigation, if they can be a part of providing us with information that they also have. I mean, definitely the more information we have with other agencies that are also taking some type of action, the better it looks as far as taking some legal action against the company you're complaining about.
They're doing this to thousands of people. Oh my God, this is a scam.
So if you're going to file a complaint with them individually, the more complaints you have filed against your situation, so the better